welcome to Wheeling Island Stadium for the Super 6 matchup between the Valley Lumberjacks and the Gilbert Lions for the Class A West Virginia State Championship. I'm Don Sloan alongside the coach, Rich Walensky. And Coach, the Valley Lumberjacks, is their third straight trip to the title game, and they're hoping that the third time will be the charm.
Well, I tell you, they certainly deserve the opportunity to be here, Don. They had a great year all year. And, coming here against a good Gilbert football team, we're hoping that they'll be able to take the championship for the OVAC.
The Lumberjacks are a team that they're known for their running attack, but of late, they've been really throwing the ball. Last week, Adam Irvin throwing for over 200 yards.
And I'll tell you, that sends a message to Gilbert. They can't stack the line to stop the run. Valley has a very, very strong running game. But, Gilbert's going to have to be aware of the passing game and the ability of Irvin to put the ball up in the air, so it's going to be a very, very challenging task for the Gilbert's defense to slow down this Valley offense.
Gilbert is led by running back Wes Ellis, but they're a team that they also like to throw the football. Their quarterback, a small guy, but he likes to scramble, he likes to bootleg.
Well, I tell you, just watching them in the pregame warm-up, Don, they sprinted him out a little bit, trying to get him on the perimeter to where he can see. So that's another thing that Valley's going to have to be very, very aware of, is the ability of Gilbert to get on the perimeter and put the ball up.
Well, it should be a good one. The WTOV 9 game of the week, the Valley Lumberjacks and the Gilbert Lions for the West Virginia Class A State Championship. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium. The Gilbert Lions won the toss and they deferred, so they'll be kicking off to the Lumberjacks to start the game, Coach.
And I'll tell you, this crowd is really going to be boisterous tonight. There's a nice crowd here from Gilbert, being that they had such a long trip to make from the southern part of the state. And Valley is just about everybody in the county to the game here tonight, because they are really represented very, very well by their communities.
And Daniel Carter set to kick off for Gilbert. It's Baldwin's, Kincaid, and Ice deep, the three deep men for the Lumberjacks. And we're underway with the West Virginia Class A State Championship. Justin Baldwin's on his 10, straight up the middle, 25 to 30, lost the ball for a minute, but he is brought down at the 29-yard line.
I tell you, almost lost it there, Don. He got hit at about the 28-yard line, and the ball popped up. He was able to handle it, however, and was able to move it up to about the 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
Here we take a look at the Lumberjack offense. The quarterback, Adam Irvin, fullback, Jason the Moose Manier, the running backs, Justin Baldwin and Andy Bachman, Billy Schumann, and end, as well as Tony Ryan. On the offensive line, Bubba Steele at center. The guards, Eddie McDougal, Kevin Ingold. The tackles, J.C. Gump and Randall Muzzy. So 1st and 10 from the 30. Baldwin's in motion, a handoff to the Moose. Left side, 6 yards, and you hear them chanting Moose, a la Daryl Johnston, a fullback for the Cowboys, and there he is.
Just, nothing fancy, straight ahead, fullback over the left side. Number 32, Ice, the lead blocker. They get a double team and a kick-out block, and then Manier just finds the crack, and if he doesn't find a crack, he makes one. Picks up about 6, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Okay, the Jacks set up with Baldwin's and Manier. Manier takes the handoff, goes right side for a little.
That time they try to run an isolation play with the lead blocker over the right side. However, Gilbert did a good job of stacking it up. They'll be in a 4-4 defense. They have 8 men in the box, and they're set up to stop the run.
Okay, the defense for Gilbert, the ends, Daniel Carter and Jamie Ward. Tackles, Robert Summers and Jamie Cook. The linebackers, Scotty Brown, Jerome Lester, Brock Mounts, and Wes Ellis. 3rd and 4 to 36 is Ellis, Bragg, and Cox are in the secondary. And just straight give, straight up the middle for the Lumberjacks.
And I don't think they made it, so it's going to be 4th down. And it looks like Valley is going to punt. I'll tell you, that time Gilbert had 11 people, Don, within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And they're just daring Valley to throw the ball. And I'm sure that when Coach West sees that on his next series, we just may see the ball up in the air.
When teams put 9-10 guys on line of scrimmage, they will do that. Adam Irvin doesn't throw a whole lot, but he's deadly accurate. Josh Ingold back to punt, gets it away at his own 30. It hits at the 43, will take a Valley roll down to the 35 where Kevin Ingold stops it. The Gilbert Lions will take over.
that first series was nothing different than what Valley's been doing all year. They use Manier over the tackles, try to lead block with ice, and here's the Lion offense, Donald.
Okay, Anthony Brown is the quarterback. The fullback is Anthony Klein. The main man in this offense is tailback Wes Ellis. The tight end Scotty Brown, Brent Bragg, the split end, and your flanker Travis Ellis. On the line is Klein, Mounts, Dingus, Cook, and Gary Justice, the big guy. He checks in at 250 pounds, Coach.
Well, I tell you, that's a big kid regardless of what size you're playing at.
If Jason Manier's a moose, I don't know what that makes Mr. Justice. Maybe an elk?
Yeah, maybe two mooses.
Okay. I guess that's beasts. I don't know. 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line, Gilbert. And they have the give straight up the middle, and the Lumberjacks stuff it.
I'll tell you, nothing right there. Big number 76. That's J.C. Gump. Defensive tackle was there to take on that little slant play that Gilbert ran that time over the left side.
And there you see it. J.C. Gump and Randall Muzzy, the tackles. Billy Schumann, the defensive end. And Joey Barker, big tall guy, the defensive end on the other side. The linebackers, Andy Blockman and William Yoho, Shane Hiley, and Brian Ice. And the secondary, Travis Kirk, Justin Ballwins, and Jeremy Eddy. 2nd and 8 on their own 38-yard line for Gilbert. Anthony Brown settles in under center. The give right side, and that's Wes Ellis, and he gets a couple.
Just a straight dive over the right side, nothing fancy, just trying to pop a little dive over there. Nothing doing, however. Good defensive surge that time by Valley. They close it off real well, as you can see. A lot of black shirts around the ball carrier, holding it to a very short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 5.
3rd and 5 on their own 41. The clock ticking down to 8:40 left to go in the first quarter of tonight's West Virginia Class A State Championship game. The Gilbert Lions, the Valley Lumberjacks, right here on WTOV 9. Anthony Brown settles in under center. Man goes in motion for Gilbert. That's Travis Ellis. To give right side, Wes Ellis, and he gets out close to the 45-yard line.
He's going to be short, however, Don, by about 1.5 yards. The tackle made there by number 62 for Valley. That's William Yoho.
Brings up the punting situation for the Gilbert Lions, going back on his own 25-yard line. That's Justin Ballwins doing the punting. Michael Cooper tonight for Gilbert. Gilbert got here with a win against Matewan in the semis. Valley, well, they pounded Mount Hope to reach this ball game. Standing on his own 30, it's Cooper. Good snap, and he gets the kick off. Kind of a line drive kick. Ballwins will let it roll down past his 20, down, and he stopped about the 15-yard line.
Number 19 on the coverage from Gilbert. Good special teams play. That's Heath Trent, a 5'9", 140-pound senior. Valley will have it 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line, and we'll see if they can move it away from the shadows of their own goal line.
And there you get a look at the quarterback, Adam Irvin, and I'll tell you what, of late, he's really played solid. 215 yards passing last week against Mount Hope. Coach, there was a stretch earlier in the year that over a 2-game span, he threw 6 passes, all 6 of them touchdowns.
Well, I tell you, when you have a team that's so run-oriented as Valley is, they're so tight in their formations, Don, everybody wants to crowd the line of scrimmage. You start giving them a little play action, suck up those defensive backs a little even more, even closer to the line of scrimmage than they are, and you sneak by a tight end, especially with the one that has the size of the Barker kid. He's listed in the program as 6'6", and you get the ball to him, and he's a big target. And I'll tell you, they can lull you to sleep with that offensive running game, and then all of a sudden, boom, they pop a big one on you with the pass.
Well, what happens, I think you see Manier and Ice pound, and your linebackers cheat up a little bit. Then your guys in the secondary, you're like, we've got to get up here and make tackles. Yeah. They move up, but heck, their job is to play pass defense. Next thing, Justin Ballwins will sneak out from a wingback position and float out in the flat. Nobody's there. He's got a short pass, but it goes for a long touchdown.
Absolutely, and that's basically what happens, and I think that's why Coach West's pass offense has been so effective, is because almost everybody they played is geared to stop the run.
And I think Peyton City's been a team that's really given Valley the most difficulty, but I think Coach Mike Flannery has really preached that to his secondary players. Hey, be patient, because they're going to come up and they're going to sneak and throw a pass at you. And I know when Valley played them earlier this season, it was a game of the week, 14-0. I mean, they held Valley to 14 points, one of the low totals for the Jacks this season.
That's right.
Okay, Valley.
That was our game of the week, as a matter of fact, if you'll recall. But look at this defense from Gilbert. Look at all these people up near the line of scrimmage.
And it's Ice left side, 15, 20, and he rolls across the 20 up to the 22-yard line.
And that's another thing, too. You see all of these Gilbert defensive players are all, jammed to the inside. Their defensive backs are inside their defensive ends. And I'll tell you, right here, Ice, as you can see, gets a little crack and gets to the outside. And if he beats that one tackler right there, he may go the distance.
Ice a big boy, and he's got some speed. Brian Ice, 804 yards on the ground this season. Manier with almost 1,300. Once again, it's Manier straight up the middle.
He's going to be, I think, a little bit short. It's going to bring up a third and a real short. It all depends on what kind of spot they get right here, but it looks like he's got to get over the 25 for the first down, so he's going to be a little short. It's going to bring up third and just about a half a yard.
Ball spotted on the 24-yard line. Clock down now to 6:49. The Jacks come to the line. Adam Irvin will come up underneath center. Bubba Steele. It's Manier and Ice in the backfield. The pitch, right side, Ice across the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got room down the sideline and gets knocked out in Gilbert territory at the 43.
I tell you, number 33, that's Jamie Ward, a defensive end, game-saving tackle. He had the angle on Ice. There they fake Manier into the line right here. They suck everybody inside. And then down the line with a little option to pitch to Ice. He turns the corner, gets a couple blocks on the perimeter. And right there, good block down into the secondary. And right here you can see 33 has the angle on him and takes him out of bounds at about the 42-yard line of Gilbert.
And that's what we talked about. Valley will run that dive option at a 32-yard run by Ice. And when you move up, that opens up things on the outside. Three-back set. Baldwin's in motion. It's Manier, left side, and he breaks a couple tackles. Gets out close to the 35-yard line of Gilbert.
Just a fullback over the left side, and nothing real fancy again, but good blocking up there. Coach West does a good thing because he keeps his offense very simple, Don. The thing is that his offensive line is schooled to block any type of defensive look that they get. So, they don't need to change their offensive running game or anything. All they need to do is make sure that they're blocking solid.
I set Baldwin's, Manier. It's Baldwin's, and he gets out close near the first down, out near the 32-yard line. Interesting set there, Coach. You had Manier deep, and you had Baldwin's as the up man.
Yeah, and they did that earlier on their first series on the third down when they didn't make it. And that time they just give it to Baldwin's, and as you can see, he's able to break a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage and get it up there for the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 32-yard line of Gilbert, and Valley is on the move.
And that's the thing with these running backs, Coach. They can put them all in all the different positions. If you look at Ice, Manier, Baldwin's, and Bachman, they use them all.
There's a flag, so evidently before the snap, somebody has aligned in the neutral zone, so we're going to have a 5-yard penalty here for procedure. And it looks like it's going to be against Valley. Dead ball offside against Valley. That's unusual.
And we mentioned that this is the 3rd straight trip to the West Virginia Class A state title game for the Valley Lumberjacks. And the biggest difference, I think, this year compared to last year, Coach, is that this year, the Valley Lumberjacks are healthy. Last year, they had their quarterback out. Yoho and Baldwin's were both banged up, the 2 running backs.
And, of course, they ran into a good football team, too, last year, Don. As you'll recall, Sarita Canova was really an excellent football team.
1st and 15 on to Gilbert, 37. Pitch left side. It's Ice, 35-yard line, puts his head down, knocks over a couple of guys, and gets out across the 30.
Well, I tell you, he put a hit on that cornerback over there. I think it was number 20, Travis Ellis. And, just knocked him flat. It's a quick flip out to the outside. Baldwin's out there, gets a good block on the perimeter, is able to get Ice to the outside, and boom.
And right about there, that's when you went whoosh.
That's right.
A whoosh and a boom. Okay. How odd is it, though, for a single A team, though, to have 2 running backs that big? That's kind of unusual.
Outstanding, and a nice size offensive line to go along with it.
2nd and 8 on the 30-yard line, and it's the Moose. He surged up, I think, for a yard, maybe 2, before he got pushed back.
Yeah, that time he ran into a lot of resistance inside, just a straight handoff over the right side, and Gilbert was waiting for it right here. Good blocking, but as you can see, a lot of people swarming to the football. Number 33 for for Gilbert up there. Jamie Ward, the defensive end, one of the guys responsible for pulling Manier to a very short gain. It's going to bring up third and about 7.
On the 29-yard line, maybe we'll see Air West here. Who knows? And we do. Adam Irvin rolls right. He's looking. He's got a man down at the 20. Justin Bowens comes up with a big grab, and it should be out close to first down yardage.
Okay, I hope we have a replay on this, Don, because there was one heck of a block on the perimeter. Brian Ice came up there and put a big hit on the defensive end that gave their quarterback, Adam Irvin, time to throw, and he threw a strike down to number 27, Baldwins, who was running an out pattern. They had a 2-man pattern on this side, so there were 2 wide receivers over here. And I thought he had the line. I thought he was at least to the 20, but they spotted it a little short of the 20, so they're going to measure for the first down.
We'll let the guys with the chains get a little exercise.
Little exercise, and some of those guys look like they need some too.
Well, I know I do.
There's a good shot.
Oh, my.
First down.
We've talked about the running backs a lot so far for Valley, but Adam Irvin, if you could give us his stats.
Well, I'll tell you, he's only completed 23 passes on the year, Don, but he's only attempted 37. And out of those 23 passes, they've gone for 597 yards. So if you figure it out, that's almost an average of somewhere between 25 and 30 yards per completion. It's 11 touchdowns, and he's thrown 6 interceptions. And so those are really impressive stats.
Baldwin's in motion. The pitch. Ice left side, 20, 15. He cuts it inside of the 10. 5. Down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line to Jackson with another first down. And they're inside the Gilbert 5-yard line.
I tell you, number 32, once he gets on the corner, I tell you, he's an awful hard kid to bring down. And I'll tell you, give a lot of credit to number 27, Baldwins, because he does a good job of staying on his feet and maintaining his block right here. Just watch him right here, Don. You can see he's got a block, and then that gives Ice a little more room to get down near the goal line, inside the 5, on the 3, first and goal.
Okay, this is a nice situation for Valley with those big backs. We like it deep in the other team's territory. First down on the 3-yard line. The give, Manier,
in,
touchdown Valley.
So they were in a stacked eye that time. They gave to the second man in the eye. That's Manier. Good block in there by Baldwins, who is the first man in the eye, number 27. Here it is right here. But look at that nice blocking by the offensive line. They get a good push right here. Manier finds the crack and takes it in for the score.
Ran up right behind Kevin Ingold, and it will be Mr. Ingold getting his shoe ready to kick the extra point from the hold of Adam Irvin. Valley on top 6-0, looking to make it 7. The snap, the kick, and it is up, and it is good. So Kevin Ingold makes it a 7-0 Valley Lumberjack lead.
And boy, wasn't that a nice drive, and good job by everybody involved on that Valley team.
You're watching the WTOV 9 Game of the Week. The Go Ford Chevrolet scoreboard has it Valley 7, Gilbert 0. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium. Valley and Gilbert, West Virginia Class A State Championship game. And Coach, how about the balance of this Valley offense if you're looking at the touchdowns from these running backs?
Well, I tell you, Jason Manier, on the course of the season, coming into this game, through the playoffs, has scored 17 touchdowns. Brian Ice has scored 15 touchdowns. But look at the yards per rush that they averaged on. Jason Manier, 6.1 yards per carry. Brian Ice, 5.9 yards per carry. And Manier has rushed for almost 1,300 yards, and Ice a little over 800 yards. And well, I'll tell you, that's a tough combination to stop. And then when you concentrate on trying to stop those two backs, then you have Baldwins that's going to come with a counter, or you're going to have Ice that's going to come down the line with the option. So, this is a real dangerous football team. A lot of people think that all they do is line up and they pound it at you, but they'll pound it at you for a while, and then they're going to spring one of those scat. Irvin's going to come down the line with the option, or he's going to give you a little play action fake. And they're really a well-coached, well-diversified football team.
And as far as Bachman and Schumann, too, Billy Schumann in the second playoff game ran a 70-yard reverse for a touchdown. So the big play potential is there. Tony Ryan with a touchdown reception in the game against Mount Hope. So there are a lot of different guys that can score points for this Lumberjack team. We mentioned Adam Irvin, 23 completions, 11 touchdowns. The kickoff by Kevin Ingold bounces at the 10, down to the 8, and they'll reverse it, coming back the other way. Here comes Gilbert, across the 25 to 30, knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line, and for Gilbert, that was Joshua Justice.
Number 21. Looked like they had something going here. They were running a reverse on the kickoff. Here it is right here. Number 21 gets the handoff. That's Josh Justice, and it looks like he's got some room to run, but they force him just a little bit too deep, and then Valley has enough time to recover, and they're able to push him out of bounds on about the 37.
First and 10 on their own 37. The Gilbert Lions the give straight up the gut. Ellis, he breaks a couple tackles across the 40 and out to the 45-yard line.
Nothing fancy there. It's an I formation, a blast play over the right-hand side. Just a lead block by the fullback over the right side, trying to pick up the linebacker over there. Here it is right here. Number 35 does a good job of getting his shoulder in there, and Ellis is able to power it up for a gain of about 8. Will bring up 2nd and 2.
Gilbert beat Matewan to make it to this game. I talked to Matewan coach Yogi Kinder before the game, and he said, yeah, Ellis is a good ball player, but I'll tell you what, I really like Anthony Klein, and watch for Klein, number 34. He's also a top runner for Gilbert. Eye set once again, and it is Mr. Klein. He tries to bounce outside, but the Lumberjacks' Billy Schumann comes up with a tackle on the 47-yard line.
Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down, though. They did force him to bounce it to the outside, but number 37 did a good job of just hanging in there. That's Billy Schumann. This is the guy that you're talking about, Don, number 34, the big fullback, Anthony Klein.
I don't know about that. His ears must have been burning. They talked about it, and they give him the football. Okay, or Yogi Kinder talked about it, too. First and 10 on their own 48. It's Gilbert.
Power formation. See if they sprint out that way.
And they do. They roll right, tucks in, and falls down. Does the quarterback. There with the pressure for the Valley Lumberjacks, Randall Muzzy coming up for Valley.
I tell you, it wasn't full. They were trying to run a little waggle action right here. Muzzy is in the backfield, right in the quarterback's face, and there he's trying to make a move. Loses his footing, falls down for a loss of about 4. He's going to bring up 2nd and 14.
And Joey Barker also out there on that left side trying to keep things turned in. I know it's easy as a defensive end. A lot of times over pursue, and that will allow a quarterback to go and tuck it in and go for a run. 2nd and 14, 44-yard line, give back the other way. And here they go. Wes Ellis out close to the, call it about the 48.
Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. And right there, number 37 on the hit for Valley. That's Billy Schumann, defensive end, doing a good job. We've called his name a couple times tonight already.
And coming into this season, they were looking to fill that defensive end spot. Billy Schumann was a guy, looked at him at linebacker, looked at him in the secondary as a safety, and he has found a home in defensive end for the Lumberjacks. He's only 185 pounds, but boy is he a hustler. High formation, man in motion for Gilbert. Gilbert going back, looking to pass, and they put it up down the middle, and they got him in at the 35, down to the 32-yard line.
Number 9, that's Brent Bragg, the split end, went down, ran a hook pattern about 15 yards deep, and Klein hit him with a rope.
Take a look on the replay. Here's Anthony Brown, and he flips it, and Bragg really with a nice grab because the Lumberjacks were there with coverage.
Pretty good coverage, they sure did.
Billy Yoho there on the coverage, but first and 10 in Valley territory in the 32-yard line, and plenty of offense. 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter of this ballgame. First and 10, 32-yard line. Motion man going toward Gilbert. That's Travis Ellis. The gift to Wes Ellis. Right side breaks the tackle across the 30, down to the 27-yard line where he's brought down by Randall Muzzy.
Also on the tackle, number 62, William Yoho, one of the linebackers on that side. Last play again over that side, lead block by the fullback, number 34 for Gilbert. That's Anthony Klein.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter. The clock ticking down to 40 seconds right now. 2nd and 6 on the 28-yard line. And a rather entertaining first quarter, Coach. And the Valley Lumberjacks took a long drive, went down and scored a touchdown. But here at the end of the quarter, it's the Gilbert Lions threatening. It's 7-0 Valley. As we take a look at the Bill Ford Chevrolet scoreboard, we'll be right back. And welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium. for the West Virginia Class A title game. We'll take a look at Gilbert head coach Gordon Carter. And Gilbert comes into this game with a record of 10-3. The Valley Lumberjacks, they come in with a perfect 13-0, trying to make it 14-0 and capture their first ever West Virginia Class A state championship here in Coach Tom West's 25th season as coach of the Lumberjacks. Interesting note, doing some research for this game, in his first season as coach, Tom West went 0-10.
Well, I tell you, he certainly has turned that around.
Oh, absolutely. The Lumberjacks now turning out to be one of the class programs here in West Virginia Class A. And I want to thank my pal Larry Weekly, the AD at Valley, helping us out all season long, coming up with all kinds of stats and good information and a few chili dogs now and then down at Valley. But it's the Lumberjacks and the Lions, and I'll be friends with anybody that will feed me.
Well, I tell you, you have the reputation of being a real chow hound. Dogs are at the Valley, you and the nachos and now chili dogs. So.
Hey, you got to have every variety.
That's right.
2nd and 6 now for Gilbert. Ellis in motion. The pitch to Wes Ellis. 30, trying to cut inside. He does 25, 20. He goes backwards down to the 17-yard line. And coach, we've got a flag on the flag.
And I'll tell you, there's nobody but Valley people around there, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be on Valley, and it very possibly could be either a late hit or a face mask, and it is a face mask against Valley. Here it is right here. This is Ellis, and I'll tell you, gets a great block right there by number 35, the defensive, or the fullback, Dan Carter, and gets a good kick-out block. He ducks inside of that, and then there comes the flag on the face mask. So they're going to tack on a half the distance penalty from that spot. So Gilbert is in good operating position right now. Inside the 10, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
And I like Wes Ellis. He's a guy that's had an ankle problem of late, but as we mentioned, over 1,200 yards rushing this season. Boy, he's shifty. He's got some nice moves.
I tell you, he's nice size too, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and he's got some decent speed. He's got those big hips and thighs, big legs, strong runner.
Kind of like me. 1st and goal to go on the 9-yard line. Here we go. It's Anthony Brown. And a little misdirection. Cutting inside. It's Bragg into the end zone. Touchdown. Travis Ellis goes in for the touchdown. And we've got a 7-6 ball game.
I tell you, that was a nifty run because he had some good blocking at the line of scrimmage, but once he got into the secondary, he had to make a couple cuts on his own, and he certainly did that. And here it is, the fake inside. Here's the trap. There he makes a nice move, another nice move right there, and then he's able to take it into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. There it is from ground level, a good shot right here. Once he made that first guy miss, he was very close to the end zone. He smelled it, and he was able to get it in for the score. They're going for 2.
RI set up Gilbert going for 2. Anthony Brown under center. He rolls right. He's looking end zone, and he's got it. Brent Bragg makes the grab for the 2-point conversion, and it's 8-7 Gilbert.
I tell you, well-conceived play. They had a power I formation set to the right side. Little fake over the right side. Here it is. They snuck the tight end out of from the line, and they were able to loft the ball over the defender to number 9 for Gilbert. That's Brent Bragg. Makes the catch for the 2-point conversion. It's 8-7 Gilbert.
So the Lions come up with a touchdown, and I'll tell you what, Gilbert, the fans had to make a long trip, but they've got a nice turnout tonight.
Well, they sure do, and they probably had to travel as far as anybody in this particular contest. We had people come from the eastern part of the state, Musselman and Hedgesville, and Gilbert, of course, and Bluefield, all in the southern part of the state, along with Capital. But I'll tell you, their fans have really followed them. All of the schools, really great support of their fans. This has been a fabulous 3-game series here. Yesterday, the AA championship, and then today the Triple and the Single A championship. And the Super 6 committee here in Wheeling has just been outstanding, and this has been a first-class operation.
Let's recap that drive. 8 plays, 63 yards for the touchdown to put Gilbert in the lead. Justin Bowens at a kick return gets pumped to the 24-yard line, but still squirts ahead out to the 29, where Valley will take over 1st and 10. And I've never been to Gilbert, but last year I came close. Magnolia played Mountview, and I think that trip took me, about 6 hours. John Simonson, Lance Mel, and I left about 6 in the morning.
Sure.
And went down for the game. And I'll tell you what, that's Welch, West Virginia, and I don't want to make that trip too many times. Magnolia lost the game, and so that made it a long game.
Yeah, that makes it a longer trip, that's for sure.
Okay, Valley, if they want to score, they've got a long trip, though, about 71 yards. Jason Manier, handoff right side, and he'll go across the 30. Well, coach, maybe for a couple.
Good hit that time by Brock Mounts, the linebacker, the outside linebacker on the left side of that Gilbert defense. Here it is over the right side. This is Manier, and a good solid tackle by number 60. As I said, it's Brock Mounts. If you're gonna take Manier down with a single tackle, you better take him down around the knees, because you're not going to be able to handle him any higher than that. He's just too big and too strong.
2nd and 7, Valley's own 32-yard line. Ice set, ice left side, off tackle. He goes across the 35 to 37. Gilbert strips the ball, and they're going back the other way.
There's no whistle. Nobody blew it dead, and that's going to be a touchdown. Referee signals touchdown. Nobody stopped the play. Wes Ellis stripped the ball and takes it back the other way for the touchdown for the Gilbert Lions.
Well, I'll tell you, I want to see that on a replay, because Ice had a real good game here. Just a little counter coming over the left side. Here it is right here. And I'll tell you, number 24 just stripped the ball. That's Wes Ellis. And everybody just sort of stopped because they didn't know what to expect. And Ellis takes it in for the score, makes it 14-7. And boy, I tell you, that's a real shocker to this Valley football team. And they're going to go for 2 again, and they've spread the field.
Trips to the left side. Round under center. Toss to the left side. Ellis, and he's in there. 2-point conversion is good, and that makes it 16-7 Gilbert.
I'll tell you, this Valley team is shocked. It's a quick flip to the left side into the trips. Good blocking by everybody on that side. And Ellis takes it in for the score. The 2-point conversion, 16-7.
And Coach West is out talking to his team, and the thing is, he had 16-7, a couple of quick scores, but really early this game. I don't think
there's plenty of time.
Get that alarmed about.
There's plenty of time, and there's no reason at all for Valley to get out of their game plan.
Just keep doing what you're doing, only do it better. A couple of mistakes right here has really hurt them. And that's what Coach West is telling them.
Hey guys, let's get it together. Let's not self-destruct here. We're in good shape.
And that's kind of a fluky, freakish play.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen too many plays like
not
that.
Not in years. I haven't seen anything like that for a long, long time. If you're going to see that, you're going to see it in the pros where those guys are coached. First guy makes the tackle, second guy goes in after the ball, and you just don't see that very often in high school at all.
And that was Ellis trying to make the tackle, and he just did. He stripped the ball away. 10-yard line, 15. This is Baldwin's 20, 25, and out across to the 27, where the Lumberjacks will set up shop. First down and 10.
Just a straight middle return, nothing fancy. He's not trying to find a lane on the sideline. It's not a sideline return. Everything is just straight up the middle. Baldwin's is just looking for a crack out of that wedge to get as many yards as he can coming straight up the field.
First and 10, their own 27-yard line. We're in the second quarter of the West Virginia Class A State Championship game. Gilbert leads at 16-7, 10-26 on the running clock. High formation, Baldwin's up tight behind Urban. The gift to Manier, right side, 30, 35, and the Moose gets a first down out near the 40-yard line, and he is a Moose and hard to bring down.
I tell you, great blocking up front by that offensive line. I tell you, you talk a lot about Manier and what a big Moose he is, but that offensive line does a great job of giving him room to run. You can see it right here. They get a good push right here. As you can see, the defensive people from Gilbert are all moving backwards, and they've got to make the tackle about 10 yards downfield. So good offensive push that time by that offensive line of Valley.
He ran right behind J.C. Gump and Eddie McDougal. Baldwin's motion, left side, Manier out across, the 43 to the 44-yard line.
Number 60 underneath that pile, that's Brock Mounts, linebacker, making the tackle. And but not until Manier has gained about 5 yards, so we'll bring up 2nd and 5 at about the 44-yard line of Valley.
And they break the huddle. Here we go. Second down on their own 44-yard line. I set Baldwin's and Manier. I set a wing right. Irvin, give to Manier, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage But he'll still bust across for probably a yard, maybe two.
That's right, and number 60 again for Gilbert. That's Brock Mounts on the tackle, came over a defender to make that stop. But it's going to bring up a third and about 3 for Valley at about the 46, at their home 46-yard line.
But when you've got running backs that average 6 yards a carry, I think that doesn't concern you that much.
This is a makeable down for Valley.
And it's the dive option left side. Ice out across the 50, and he does have the first down, it looks like, Coach.
Yes, he does. He had to get to the 49, he got to the 50, so he will have the first down. And that's a nice call because Gilbert was looking for something off tackle, was able to suck everybody in, and this is really not an option. It's just a fake, and it's a pitch all the way. There's no option. He's not coming down the line with it or anything else. He just fakes from the near and then makes the pitch to Ice. Good blocking on the perimeter by Baldwin. So that's a real nice play for Valley in their offensive package.
Okay, 1st and 10, 50-yard line. It's Manier, breaks a tackle, and gets out near the 48-yard line.
I'll tell you, 60, Brock Mounts is all over the place. That's about the 3rd time on this series that we've called his name. He's a linebacker. He's doing a good job. Was able to meet Manier at the line of scrimmage, but Manier still falls forward for about a gain of 2, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Mounts is 5'10", 215 pounds, and when I talked to Yogi Kinder before the game, he said that's the guy to watch out for, Brock Mounts, and he has been. He's been all over the place in the early going in this ball game. Adam Irvin, the quarterback. Ice right side across the 50. He dives and hurdles out to the 46-yard line.
Number 10, Scotty Brown, who is I think it was number 10 over there on the perimeter. Here it is right here. It's the fake, and watch, he takes on Baldwin's block and does a good job, destroys the block, and then is able to make the tackle on Ice, getting down around his ankle. So good defensive play by number 10, Scotty Brown, for that Gilbert defense.
Okay, passing situation, possibly. 3rd and 7, 47-yard line. Ice, Manier, and Baldwin's in the backfield. Irvin at quarterback. Baldwin's in motion to the near side. And it's that reverse. Billy Schumann, 45-yard line, and he gets caught.
I tell you, great reaction by the Gilbert defense. And number 10 over there again on the hit, that's Scotty Brown. And it's going to bring up a 4th and about 5 for Valley, and they're going to be put into a punting situation. It looked like he had some room to run right here, but I'll tell you, Gilbert runs to the ball very, very well, and as you can see right here, good defensive reaction by that entire Gilbert defense, being led by number 10, Scotty Brown.
4th and 5 at the 45-yard line. No punter out there. Irvin is still in a quarterback, so the deep men come running up for the Gilbert Lions. Baldwin's in motion. The pitch, Ice, 45, and I think he's going to get it. 40, 35, 30, 25, and pushed out down to the 25-yard line.
They're going to get a call for hitting him while he's out of bounds. The official on this side threw a flag. He's talking to the referee right now. Again, it's the fake to Manier over the left side, and then the pitch to Ice. Here it is right here.
And Ice, for a big guy, has got some speed.
Yes,
Coach.
he does. Once he gets out there, he's got some real good speed.
Okay, 4th and 5. Are you surprised that Tom West went for it?
Yeah, I am. Being that they were on the 45-yard line, I am surprised that they went for it this early in the game.
You've got to wonder, too, if maybe Gilbert may have been caught somewhat off guard because they had their deep men back. Valley comes up to the line of scrimmage, and they've got to come and sneak up.
You know, not only that, but I think what Coach West wants to do, he wants to try to regain the momentum at this point. Coming up to this series, Gilbert had the momentum. They had 2 scores, and now he's trying to get that momentum back. This penalty is certainly going to help because it puts the ball on the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 from there for Valley, and they certainly are threatening, and it seems like they've got some of that momentum coming back right now.
Well, I tell you what, if they've got Big Mo, they've got a big crowd behind them, too, that will keep it rolling. Valley with a raucous crowd here tonight. Ice set, Manier, Baldwin's, Manier right side, and he's rolling in there for a touchdown. Nope, not a touchdown.
Yeah, they finally made the call.
I tell you, I may have tried to call that just a shade early, but the thing is, when they played Mount Hope last week, they had the same play, and I'm telling you, he carried 8 guys in the end zone.
Well, he carried about 3 or 4 with him right here. Good block by Jason Baldwin's right here. Good blocking downfield. Now he gets hit at about the 4-yard line. And look, there's 4 guys that are hanging on him right there. And here's the look from ground level.
And here we go. right about here, I called touchdown, and you just knew he was going to drag them in.
I tell you, and he certainly did. But I tell you, a good offensive thrust by the offensive line as well.
And Ingold's kick is up, and it is good. We've got a 16-14 ball game with 6 1/4 to go here in the first half, and it's been a good one so far.
I tell you, that's been a real good ball game so far. These are two well-coached teams, two very aggressive football teams, good athletes, good fundamentally. And I tell you, this is going to be a real good game right down to the wire.
Valley Lumberjacks, Gilbert Lions. You're watching the WTOV 9 Game of the Week, Super 6 1995, here at Wheeling Island Stadium. Don Sloan, Donato, Coach Rich Walensky, and our man Todd Severson, the traveling man, taking some stats tonight. I tell you, Coach Tom West fired up, and Valley with a nice drive there. 9 plays, 73 yards, and that touchdown run. How long do you think? 11 yards.
11 yards, yeah. It was 1st and 10 from the 11.
11 yards, and about 4 of them with some excess baggage.
I tell you, Coach West is really imploring his defense now, and especially his his kickoff team to make sure that they don't get a real good return on us. Don't be fooled by the reverse or anything else. Just get downfield, stay in your lanes, find the ball, and pursue to the football and make the tackle.
I'll tell you what, when you're a player and your coach decides to go for it on 4th and 5 like that, I think that gives you a heck of a lot of confidence.
Especially when you're at the 45-yard line.
Because I think that just shows the faith that he has in his kids and that they can come through. Well, I'll tell you what, 3 men set deep for the Gilbert Lions. And Kevin Ingold getting his shoe ready as he's set to kick off. 6:24 left to go here in the first half. 16-14. The Gilbert Lions on top of the Valley Lumberjacks. West Virginia Class A state championship game, and it's been a good one so far. Kevin Ingold boots it at the 40, and a nice kickoff down to about the 10-yard line. Travis Ellis, of which scored a touchdown earlier, takes it back across the 30. He's got some speed.
There's a couple of flags.
Out across the 50, and you're right, 2 flags, and kind of curious, 2 different ones. We've got a yellow one and a gold one. I guess they don't have their flags color coordinated tonight.
That's a clip against Gilbert, and that happened at about the 25, so that's going to put him back half the distance. So that's going to be back on about the 12-yard line. There's the clip right there.
I want to see the flag.
6. I tell you, nice run by number 20, Travis Ellis. Does a good job of finding the crack and able to get it upfield.
I'm telling you, Coach, they're 2 different colors. One's like a gold, one's a yellow.
Well, one's faded. Probably the referee's had that one for a long, long time. His wife was probably used too much bleach on that baby.
Oh, mercy. That will back Gilbert up. I think they'll start off, 1st and 10 about their... Well, let's go at the 15-yard line. I love the monitor here because my eyesight's terrible, and this way I can see what's going on.
Well, I'll tell you, it's great coverage. We have great cameramen, good directors down in the truck, and they're getting all of the action. They're not missing anything. So Gilbert's going to start 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
Anthony Brown settles in under his center. Matthew Klein. Brown fakes a give, rolls right, he's looking. Right there's Joey Barker. And Barker with a shoestring grab and a sack down at the 10-yard line. And Barker's a guy that will hold his ground and not over-pursue. But I'll tell you what, he's there when you try to cut in and go the quarterback.
Well, I tell you, he was trying to look for number 9, Brent Bragg, is split in, running a deep pattern. Then he was looking for somebody crossing, but good coverage by that Valley secondary. And right here you can see Barker does a good job. The sack is going to be a loss of about 4 to bring up 2nd and 14.
I'll tell you what, when you're 6'6", 210, you can do that with those long runs. I was 5'10" and played defensive end. I would have never made that play. Before you go, man in motion, Ellis for Gilbert. Fake, and they're trying to set up the screen alongside, and it's incomplete. Billy Schumann there on the coverage. And I'll tell you what, Coach, he was all over Wes Ellis.
And not only that, but that was close to being a backward pass. I'll tell you, that's close. But I'll tell you, number 37 in great position right there. Billy Schumann was not fooled. He had Ellis covered all the way. And Ball goes incomplete. It's going to bring up third and about 14.
And there's your difference. Schuman's 5'10" at the defensive end. Barker's 6'6". Schumann doesn't make that tackle 2 plays ago that Joey Barker does.
That's right.
Anthony Brown under center. Eye set. Klein and Ellis, and they're looking to put it up again. The pass is complete. No, incomplete out near the 30-yard line. Intended for Brent Bragg.
I tell you, he went up, made a good effort at it. He almost had the catch. They completed this a little while ago. He's running a curl route about 12 to 15 yards deep, and there it hits him right in the numbers, but he's not able to hold it, and the ball falls harmlessly incomplete. Will bring up 4th and 14, and this is going to give Valley real good field position, Don.
Gilbert's got a punt from their own 12-yard line, and a small quarterback, but hey, they're putting the ball up. He's been doing a lot of rollouts.
And he's throwing in between defenders, too, which helps an awful lot.
Michael Cooper set the punt. The deep man, Justin Baldwin, standing on his own 45. And he gets the kick away, and it will be Baldwin's taking it on the 48, looking for some blockers. And we've got a flag down. We've got a couple of them down, as Baldwin's is brought down at the 47.
We'll see what the flags are all about, but it's probably against Valley, illegal block to the back, more than likely clipping, as it's called in high school, and that's exactly what it is against Valley. So there's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So that's good news for Gilbert, because that will push the Lumberjacks back. They'll still have decent field position, but they were looking at real good field position.
I'll tell you, that was a decent punt that time by Gilbert, and he had to kick it out of his own end zone, kick it out to about the 47-yard line, so it was a nice kick.
And I'll tell you, they make it look easy, but it's tough. I had a punt in a JV game once, twice in one game. I panicked both times and ended up one time getting tackled and the other time throwing the ball and it going nowhere. So
did you yell punt when you threw it?
Oh, I just screamed. But I'll tell you what, we won the JV game 16-12, and both touchdowns were set up by my botched punt attempts. Okay, 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. It's the Jacks. Baldwin's in motion. Irvin to give to Manier, and Manier out across the 40-yard line.
Number 63 for Gilbert getting underneath all of that. That's Jerome Lester, one of the linebackers inside, along with number 60, who has done a great job so far. Brock Manson are the 2 inside linebackers, 60 and 63. And that time got underneath Manier and held him to a short gain of about 3 or 4, so we'll bring up 2nd and 6.
And that was a quiet 3 or 4 yards, and you didn't ask, but no, they never let me punt in the varsity game. Never did. Okay, and we've got movement on the right side of the line of scrimmage.
Both Barker, number 81, and number 76, J.C. Gump, moved prior to the snap, so that's going to cost them 5. So it's going to bring up 2nd and about 11.
Now spotted at the 37-yard line, and I'm glad I never got the chance to punt, though. I tell you what, you get a bad snap and you panic real quick.
You got to concentrate on the kick and not look at the rush coming from that defense.
2nd and 11 on the 37, and the pitch. Ice trying to cut it up inside. He's got Baldwin's blocking for him. 40 down close to about the 44, maybe 45-yard line where he's marked out of bounds, but Baldwin's hung in there with the block.
I tell you, great block also by the tight end, able to hook that defensive end and then leaves Baldwin. All he has to do is block on that corner linebacker. Here it is right here. Baldwin's coming out, and but I tell you, they've run the heck out of this place so far in this first half. And you know, once Ice gets on that perimeter, he's very, very difficult to bring down because of his size and decent speed as well. We'll bring up 3rd and about 3, Don, from about the 45-yard line of Valley.
Irvin, right side. They're going to try the same play to the right side, and it is Ice across the 45-yard line out near the 47.
He's going to be short, and number 60 again, Brock Matz, and number 63, Jerome Lester over on the tackle. 4th down, and we'll see if Coach West decides to go for it again, this time on his side of the field.
I tell you what, he is.
It looks like he is.
I don't see Josh Ingo coming out. I see Billy Schumann. So my friends, that means they're going to go for it. 4th and 2 on the 46-yard line. And you got to wonder if it might be Moose season. Adam Irvin.
I'm going to say the Moose over the right side, and they're going to call timeout. Irvin Ryan came up to the line, took a look at the defense, and called a timeout.
And they're playing our song. That means it's time to take a break. The Valley Lumberjacks trailing Gilbert by the score of 16-14, 3:15 left to go in the first half. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium. And during the break, we were talking, yes, it shows a lot of faith going for it here in your offensive line and your backs, but it also shows a lot of faith in your defense.
That's right, especially if you're going to go for it on your side of the 50 early in the ball game like this, Donnie. You know, it's 4th and about 3. You know, they're capable of making it. There's no doubt about that. But you know, it's still risky. You never know what's going to happen. They could fumble the snap from center. You know, there could be a mix-up in the backfield. You just never know. But you know, Coach West has a lot of faith in his offensive line, and he's got a lot of faith, especially in his defense too.
And here they go. J.C. Gump, 250 pounds. Eddie McDougal, the small guy, 170. Bubba Steele is 255. Kevin Ingold, 2 1/4. Randall Muzzy at 215. So that's a lot of beef to run behind.
Okay, it sure is. And you know, they get in there toe-to-toe, and all they have to do is get a little movement, and then the Moose is going to do it on his own.
And the Moose is back. They're 4th and 2 on their own 46.
Oh, he's got him wide open.
You believe this? Billy Schumann at the 40-yard line, and he slips at the 39. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't slip, he could be gone for 6. And I'll tell you what, Von West, Mr. Conservative,
yeah,
boy, is he pulling out all the stops.
I'm going to tell you something, that was one hell of a call, because nobody, I don't think, in his whole stadium anticipated that he was going to fake a run and then throw across the field to his tight end coming off the line to the left.
I've been to a ton of Valley Lumberjack football games in the last 5 years, and I would never guess that play call. I said, it's Veneer right side, and he's out across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. But everybody was up to stop the run, and Adam Irvin throws it out there. And Irvin, he just throws his little loopy passes, but they're effective.
Very effective.
I would imagine, I think he's 2 of 2 passing.
I think you're right.
2nd and 8 on the Gilbert 38-yard line. Ice and Veneer in the backfield. It's Ice, and they try to wrestle him down at the 40, but we've got a flag.
And I think it's going to be a face mask.
Right on, that's what I thought.
Number 10 out there did a good job of maintaining containment on the ball. Scotty Brown did a good job, but once he tied up with Ice out there, he got his hand on the face mask, and it's going to cost Gilbert 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Ice was taken out of bounds for a loss of about 4 or 5 yards, but nevertheless, here it is, and we'll get a look at it right there. Right there, he's got his hand on his face mask. There you can see it real plain. Once he got turned around, he took his hand off, and it doesn't make any difference. The official already saw it. 15-yard penalty. The ball now is going to be just outside the 25-yard line at about the 26, 1st and 10.
And how quickly things change. You go from a 4th and 2 on about your own 45, when you could punt the ball away. You go for it, now all of a sudden you're 1st and 10 on their 27. Football, what a funny game. Adam Irvin, he's back, and he's looking for Justin Baldwins, and
almost intercepted.
Almost picked off. Good coverage there for the Gilbert Lions. And that was Wes Ellis.
Wes Ellis is listed as a linebacker. He plays on the corner, one of the outside linebackers in his 4-4 alignment. And right there you can see that the ball is overthrown and almost intercepted by Ellis. That was intended for Baldwin's coming out of the backfield.
2nd and 10 now. Ball at 26-yard line of Gilbert. The clock, 2:18 left to go. We've got twins out the left side. That's Baldwins and Schumann. Irvin, the pitch to Ice. Ice cuts it up inside 25, and he gets belted at the 24.
I'll tell you, somebody is hurt down there. It looked like somebody was hurt anyway. Big number 76 for Valley. It's J.C. Gump. Good defensive pursuit. I'll tell you, Valley has some nice, Gilbert has some nice quickness. They run to the ball very, very well. That time, you know, they're trying to run that fake to the fullback and then the pitch to Ice, getting to the outside into their 2 receivers that are set over here. I'll tell you, they ran to the ball very, very well. I think Valley is better off just running right at these guys.
3rd and 8, 24-yard line. Irvin rolling right, looking, and he's got Brian Ice at 20, 15, 10, down to the 6-yard line.
I'll tell you, who'd ever thought that Valley would be putting the ball up as often as they have been in this particular game. That time they faked to to Manier over the right side, and Ice came out of the backfield, got into the flat, was wide open. And Irvin does a good job, and a nice catch right there by Ice. And he's got a lot of room to run. Good low tackle that time by number 9 defensive back, Brent Bragg.
I'll tell you, Valley's playbook isn't that thick, but the plays that they do run, they run well, and they run them over and over again. So execution is primary for the Lumberjacks. Irvin, and we've got a flag in the play.
I think that's going to be a delay of game penalty. I think they ran out of time. It looked like the clock had run down.
The thing is,
procedure.
not a lot of razzle-dazzle, just basic plays. Like I said, there's not a lot of different plays you have to worry about, but when they do run, they execute so well.
And a nice thing that they do is they run a lot of different formations. They have a double tight end, but they move their backs around an awful lot. Like right here now, they have Ice set as a wing back. They got Baldwin set as the fullback.
First down, it's Manier across the 5 down to the 2-yard line.
And that time they had Manier set at the top of the eye behind Baldwin.
Regardless, he is never stopped by the first tackler.
No, I haven't seen him yet, and this is the second time I've seen him this year.
He just puts that head down.
That's good blocking by everybody on that Valley offensive line, including Ice, who is the lead blocker up there, and also Baldwin, who is set as the up back in that particular formation.
So the Lumberjacks will be looking at a second down and goal to go. They trail 16-14, 54 seconds left to go, Coach, here in the first half of tonight's game.
I tell you, we talk a lot about, Valley's offense, and they do a great job. They score a lot of points. They've only been held to 1 touchdown once this year. That was against Frontier. They won that game 7-6. But, they play very, very good defense. There's only 3 games where they gave up more than 2 touchdowns. That was against Williamstown, Bishop Donahue, and Wirt. In the playoffs, they gave up 6 points to Franklin, 6 points to Moorfield, 27 points to Mount Hope, but they scored 40 against Mount Hope. So, they've got a very, very good defensive football team, as well as having, a real nice offensive football team, too. In this conservative offense that we talk about, Coach West, he scored 49 points, 34 points, 41 points. They scored a lot of points over the course of this year. And in the playoffs, they haven't been held to less than 33 points in any ball game that they played getting to the state championship.
Second down now, the give. It's Manier. He gets stopped, and second effort tries to lunge forward maybe for about a half a yard.
I tell you, good penetration that time by the Gilbert defense, led again by number 60. And we've called his number a lot, Brock Mance, that linebacker. Here it is right here, and just a lot of penetration and guys just grabbing, trying to get a hold of an ankle or something. Also give credit to number 63, Jerome Lester, the inside linebacker.
Second down, Manier pounds across, but we've got a flag in the play.
And I'll tell you, that's the referee calling that, so that generally means motion penalty, somebody starting in the offensive backfield prior to the snap.
And the thing is, that clock is ticking down, 26 seconds left to go. So a couple penalties here, but some time's been chewed up.
And I'll tell you, that more important than anything else is that they don't have a lot of time left, so that they're going to have to hurry. I don't know how many timeouts Valley has, but I know that they've used a couple. And so we'll see what they do here. It's third and goal from about the 7.
Clock ticking down to 20 seconds, 19, 18, second and 7. Second and goal to go. It's Irvin. He's got a man wide open. Jay Barker, can he make the catch? No, it is incomplete. Barker had the ball in his hands, but got knocked out of bounds.
But I'll tell you, a good hit in that secondary. Barker was wide open. I don't know who it is, but here's the throw. And they're throwing it up to Barker. Big kid right there. And as you can see, he does get his hands on the ball, but then a big hit by Brent Bragg, defensive back, and the ball goes incomplete. So it's going to bring up 4th and goal. So we're going to see what
Kevin Ingold for a field goal.
Okay, and he certainly has the leg to do this. It's going to be placed on about the 15, so this is going to be a 25-yard field goal, but he better hurry. The clock is down to 7 seconds.
Ingold does have a strong leg. The snap and the kick is blocked, but we've got a flag in the play. And the clock hasn't moved. It's still sitting at 11. What do we got?
Procedure penalty against Valley. They should decline it. So a nice drive goes for nothing right there, and I'll tell you, that's got to be frustrating to Valley because they really did a good job of moving the ball into scoring position.
And we're going to take a break with the score of 16-14. Gilbert in the lead. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. And while we were away, they ran the last play of the first half and just a straight dive up the middle, and that was the end of the first half. And it's now time for the CA House Battle of the Band here. The bands, here they are. Battle of the Bands, sponsored by CA House Music here on WTOV 9. The Gilbert Lion Marching Band, they'll take center stage first. Welcome back for second half action. A great show at halftime by the bands from Gilbert and Valley as we look at the Game of the Week Bill Forbes scoreboard at the start of the third quarter. It's Gilbert 16, Valley 14. First half stats quickly. Wetzel 7 carries, 22 yards leading Gilbert, but they only had 28 yards rushing on 12 carries. And Valley 31 carries, 181 yards. Brian Ice 103 yards. Jason Manier 69 yards, and Adam Irvin 3 of 5 passes for 40 yards. So Valley trailing on the scoreboard, but statistically, they're really doing a heck of a job moving the football. Here they come. It's Ellis at the 20, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line. And that's where the Gilbert Lions will set up shop to start the second half. First and 10 on their own 24-yard line. And Coach, Gilbert, a team that traditionally has not had a lot of luck against Ohio Valley teams in the playoffs. In the history of Gilbert, they are 1-7 against Valley schools in the state playoffs.
And don't think that that's not in the back of their minds either, Don, because you know that's something that you just can't ignore and say, well, it doesn't make any difference. But they haven't had a lot of luck coming up here and playing Valley teams, as you pointed out. They are 1-7 against these teams.
First and 10 on their own 25. The give, Ellis 25-30. Out to the 34-yard line.
Nice run that time by Ellis. Last play over the right side, found a little bit of running room and was able to power it up close to the first down. A gain of about 9 is going to bring up 2nd and 1. Nice block there by number 34. Wasn't an overpowering block, but nevertheless good block to spring Ellis inside that. That was number 34, Anthony Klein, starting fullback.
And they're going to make a measurement here, officials timeout, but I'll tell you what, Gilbert's lost to some pretty fine teams. They lost to Valley in 1993 in a heck of a game, a thriller down at Payton City. Valley won that one by the score of 13-6, and they're just a tad bit short, Coach. And the other thing, they've lost to Wheeling Central, Sistersville, Tyler, and Valley. The one win for Gilbert coming against Tyler, but Class A football up in this neck of the woods has been pretty darn good.
Yes,
if you look at Sistersville and Tyler, some of the teams that they had, and Wheeling Central's had some fine teams.
Wheeling Central has had some great teams, you know, over the years, and been playing in that division. And you know, so Gilbert has run into some real good Class A teams in this part of the state.
Okay, here we go. Second down and a yard to go. Ball on their own 34-yard line, just underway. Third quarter play, 16-14. Lions lead the Jacks. And it's an I set. Quarterback Anthony Brown under center Matthew Klein. Anthony Klein got back. Wes Ellis a deep back. And they're rolling and looking to pass. He will be almost picked off. Travis Eddy had it in his hands. But Jeremy Eddy, but he could not come down with it.
I'll tell you, hit him right in the hands, and Gilbert trying to go deep. That time, Anthony Brown trying to go deep down the middle of the field, and good play, good free safety play right there by number 86 for Valley. It's Jeremy Eddy, and was able to knock it down, so it's going to bring up third and still about a half yard.
Good play. You still have third and a yard, and second down. You went for broke, came up empty, but you're still in good shape. Third and 1, and they give to the right side, and he should be close. I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, he's over the 35-yard line. I think he will have the first down. And that was number 24, their big back, Wes Ellis, tailback, leading ground gainer for Gilbert this year.
And a beautiful night at Wheeling Island Stadium, just now getting a bit cold. I'm going to put my gloves on. I know you've had yours on quite a while, but Oakland Raiders gloves?
Well, that's about as close as I could get to the colors of Edison High School. I'm not an Oakland Raider fan by any stretch of the imagination, but it was either Oakland or the New York Giants.
I'll take Oakland. Okay. First down, now on their own 35-yard line. Now the toss to Ellis right side, and he gets wrapped up by Brian Ice and Joey Barker.
Good pursuit that time by the Valley defense. Strung that thing out, didn't give him any room to run. And number 32, as you see, the last one getting up, Brian Ice, the first one over there on the tackle. Here it is, power sweep to the outside. Brian Ice doing a good job coming off of his block and getting to the ball carrier before he can get it turned upfield. It's a gain of about 1. Will bring up 2nd and 9. Let's see if Gilbert goes airborne here.
Okay, on their own 36-yard line, Anthony Brown set under center, calling signals. I set, and to give Ellis. And he is stopped, but he gets the couple.
Okay, ran into almost a brick wall. You can see number 81, Barker, getting up. Number 37 for Gilbert getting up. It's Billy Schumann. Just not an awful lot of room to run over there. And, Schumann comes from his outside linebacker defensive end position and is able to make the hit. And he closed very, very well playing off of his block and getting to the ball carrier. It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Big play as far as the momentum with the field goal attempt not coming true for Valley at the end of the first half. I think the momentum's back on Gilbert's side, and they've got a 3rd down and 7 on their own 38. And the right side is Ellis. He's got running room out across the 50-yard line down to the Valley 46 before Jeremy Eddy brings him down.
That was Anthony Klein, the fullback, that carried that time, Don. They faked to Ellis inside and then hand it off. There's the fake to Ellis and then the handoff to Klein on the outside. Makes a super cut right there, then breaks a couple of tackles and then powers it up for the first down into Valley territory at about the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for Gilbert.
And Anthony Klein close to 500-yard rushing this season, averaging 5 yards per carry, and he scored 5 touchdowns. 1st and 10 on the Valley 47. Gilbert on the move. I set. Misdirection back the other way, and here they come. On the carry, that's Scotty Brown for Gilbert.
Scotty Brown playing as a wingback, slot back type player. And right here, there's a fake over the left side, and then the handoff. Both guards pulling here, but I'll tell you, Valley does a nice job of holding the ground, not going for the fake, and holding that to a very short gain of about 2 will bring up 2nd and 8.
Ball on the Valley Lumberjack 45-yard line. I set, Brown under center, behind him Klein and Ellis. Looking for the pop pass, nobody there. And he gets around the end, gets around Joey Barker, and is brought down by Justin Ballwins, but he gets the first down and more down to the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you, Klein did a good job. Anthony Brown did a good job right there of being able to avoid the rush. He's got some heat coming from Barker right here, but Barker loses contain on it, and then he just jumps outside, and there you can see he uses a little bit of his speed and is able to get upfield and get the first down. Good job by Anthony Brown from Gilbert.
Barker, I think, going in for the sack, expecting the pass, but the thing is, the quarterback tucks the ball in, and you're going at him, and he gets around you.
Absolutely. Got to come in under control to make sure that you contain that quarterback.
1st and 10, 32-yard line. Back the other way, it's Ellis across the 30 down to the 27.
Good thrust that time by the offensive line of Gilbert. Got a little movement on that the defensive left side of Valley right right here, you can see pretty good job that time by the right side of the offensive line of Gilbert. Big number 77, Gary Justice, 6'1", 250, doing some good blocking on the right side. And Ellis is able to get it up for a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
And he's 6'1", 250 pounds, so that's a man you're running behind on that right side.
Good penetration that time by number 76, J.C. Gilbert, trying to run an inside trap with Ellis, taking to the fullback, then giving to him, but J.C. wasn't fooled by it, was able to play off of his block, and then get to the ball carrier very, very quickly. Right there you can see number 60 was attempting to trap. Number 60, we called his number, Brock Mounts, inside linebacker and offensive guard for Gilbert, just was not able to handle J.C. Gump that time. He got to the ball carrier, made the tackle for a very short gain of maybe 1. He's going to bring a 3rd and 4, maybe closer to 5.
Big play here, 3rd and 5 in the Valley, 27-yard line. Man in motion, rolling right. Is Gilbert quarterback. He gets caught by Billy Schumann, but the pass is complete to Travis Ellis down near the 15-yard line for the first down for Gilbert.
Travis Ellis, one that came in motion, just went downfield, was able to find the soft spot in that defense, and number 1, Anthony Brown, was able to find him, threw him a strike right between the 2 and the 0 for the first down at the 15, 1st and 10 for Gilbert at Valley's 15-yard line, and they're on the move.
Anthony Brown comes up, Carter in the backfield, big hole for Ellis, and he's across the 5 down to the 2-yard line.
I tell you, there was a big hole that time, just a straight dive play. Ellis was able to find the crack, did a good job of finding the opening. Here it is right here from ground level, and you can see there's nobody there, and nobody touches him until he gets down inside the 5. And I'll tell you, Gilbert is moving. They have 1st and goal from about the 2-yard line.
And Gilbert really looking to me like a quick team as far as on the line of scrimmage and with their backs, and they're moving the ball well. This is a 12-play drive so far.
Anthony Brown calls timeout. Not sure, so they don't want to make a mistake. And Coach Carter is going out to talk to his team, wants to make sure that everybody's on the same page. They don't want to lose this opportunity.
So Gilbert's taking the ball in this second half, and they moved and moved and moved. And I think this next play will indeed be the 13th play of the drive. And the ball first down.
They've used about 6 minutes off the clock as well, Don. And against a team like Valley, you want to try to use as much of the clock as you possibly can, because Valley likes to take the clock and likes to take the ball and use those long, time-consuming drives.
And that's what Gilbert's doing here. This drive started on their own 25-yard line, and now they're down to the Valley 2, and the clock's sitting at 6:10. Gilbert with the 16-14 lead, and looking to add to it right here. Anthony Brown bringing Gilbert up to the line of scrimmage. The fullback is Anthony Klein, number 34. The tailback, 24, that's Wes Ellis. And Ellis has been really the main man on this drive, Coach. He's had 8 carries on this drive.
I tell you, he's been running very, very positively. He's gotten positive yardage. He's not running east and west anymore. He's running north and south and doing a good job of getting positive yardage when he gets his hands on the football.
Give Ellis left side, touchdown Gilbert.
I tell you, that was a real strong run by Ellis, because he was popped as soon as he got the handoff from the side. Somebody got it from the inside, but he maintained his balance, was able to keep on running forward, took it into the end zone for the score. And I think it may have been number 76, J.C. Gump, who got to him first. Here it is right here. No, it isn't. It's number 62 that was the first guy to get to him, and that's inside linebacker Bill Yoho.
Well, they're going for 2 again, and this is a big 2-point conversion try, because it's 22-14. This one's no good. Valley could tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point try. We've got trips out to the right side. Brown under center. He's rolling, and he's looking at that right side. He's got Travis Ellis, but no, he goes inside. Incomplete. The pass intended for Brent Bragg.
Right through his hands.
But I think Travis Ellis was open for a second, but he tucked it in and looked inside for Bragg.
Okay, here it is right here. And right there, it's right through number 9's hands, that Brent Bragg, and he should have had that ball. That was a catchable ball. So it remains an 8-point spread, and Valley can go down, score go for the two-point conversion and tie it up.
Big break for the Lumberjacks here. Gilbert leads at 22-14 in the third quarter. 6:06 to play as we check out the Bill Forbes Chevrolet scoreboard. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the WTOV9 game of the week. And it's Gilbert leading Valley 22-14. Third quarter of play. Coach, that failed two-point try is actually pretty huge, because if they make that, Valley's looking at 2 scores, and now they're looking at just 1 score and a 2-point conversion. So I don't think the sense of urgency or fear, so to speak, is that big of a deal right now.
Absolutely, I'll tell you, having a 10-point spread is much bigger than having an 8-point spread.
And there's the kickoff, and it goes into the end zone. And let's talk about that drive for a minute. 13 plays, 75 yards for Gilbert. And Wes Ellis, well, what can you say about him? On that drive, I've got him for 9 carries and 48 yards.
I'll tell you, he was the horse on that drive for Gilbert, no doubt about it. And, of course, also Anthony Brown completed a couple key passes in that drive as well. So.
And let's put that in perspective. First half, all of the first half, 7 carries, 22 yards. He had more production, Ellis did, on that drive than he did in the entire first half. And Brown only completed 1 pass in the first half, 2 on that drive.
And that may be an omen. There's a flag, and it comes from the umpire into that stack, and it usually indicates holding.
Gilbert players are pointing that way, and I guess that could be an omen, my friend, and yes, it is.
So this is not what Coach West wanted on the first play of the first possession of the second half, I'm sure.
Well, the thing is, too, I think you go in the locker room and you talk to your coaches, and offensively, you plan what you're going to do coming out here in the second half. And the thing is, when you've got to wait till that much time goes off the clock, you get out there and you're a bit jumpy. You're wanting to get at it.
Sure. Okay, Valley just needs to be patient. There's no big urgency right now. They have plenty of time. They're only down by 8. They can get this very, very quickly.
Manier to the 15-yard line.
He got half of the 10 that they were penalized, so it's going to be second and about 15.
The Lumberjacks with twins to the left outside that time. That was Tony Ryan and Justin Baldwin maybe trying to spread things out a little bit. Second and 15, ball on their own 15-yard line. 5 1/4 on a running clock. Here in the third quarter of play, Adam Irvin brings his Lumberjack offense up to the line of scrimmage.
A little confusion on the part of Valley right here.
Baldwin's in motion to the near side. Pitch to Ice.
And they had that covered very, very well that time. Number 24, Wes Ellis.
And that was the play that the Lumberjacks got most of their offense on in the first half. As we mentioned, Ice in the first half had over 100 yards rushing. And that was their bread and butter right here.
That was the big play, the fake to the fullback, and then the pitch out there. But Ellis, the corner linebacker, there in pretty good shape, went unblocked. And that time they didn't have Baldwin leading because he came in motion to the right and they ran the play back to the left, so they were absent 1 blocker. So it's a short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 13.
On to 17. Same play to the right side. And Sice looking to turn the corner. The 20 does to the 25, and he gets out to the 30. We'll see where they spot.
Where the spot is. If they spot it short of the 30-yard line, he's going to be short of the first down, and he is down and hurt. Holding his right ankle. This time Baldwin is out here along with Barker leading the blocking, and here you can see Ice gets the corner turn. Good pursuit, and boom, right there is where he seemed to turn that ankle, and he's hurting right away. He's grabbing that right ankle right away. I tell you, that's one guy they can ill afford to lose. Yeah, they're looking at the knee, not the ankle. They're looking at the ankle. They ran the play with Baldwin as a leading blocker. The last time they didn't have him blocking, did an excellent job this time to where they almost got it up before the first down. They do have the sticks out here to measure, but they're not going to measure until they take care of the injury to Brian Ice And boy, I tell you, that would be a loss because he's done such a great job.
Just take a look at the replay here, Coach, and if you tell us what happened.
It's his right knee. Right there is where he got hit. I think what happened was he got hyperextended from the hit of the defensive back, and that happened before he even went down. He had the right leg planted. He took a hit just head on into the knee, and I think it just hyperextended that thing, pushing it backwards. And I think that more than anything is what did it. And, we certainly hope that it's not a serious injury because this is really a fine football player on both sides of the ball.
And he's being helped off the field now.
I'll tell you, he's not walking too gingerly right now.
You're right, big loss not only as a running back but as a linebacker. And boy, that is close. I don't think he got it. You don't get any closer than that.
Well, I'll tell you, he's looking at it, and he's not sure himself. So
well, the longer they wait, the better it could be for Valley, I would imagine. I mean, what can you say? You either got it or you're short. Let's see.
He's talking to one of the officials and saying, okay, let's make sure we got this lined up right here.
He's got the first down. Oh, mercy. I'll tell you what, if I'm Gordon Carter, I'm asking guys, what in the world's going on?
Really?
I mean, what it took a 5-man committee to decide if you have the first down or not.
You either make it or you don't make it. Coach Westgoing got to talk to one of the officials now.
And they're working on ice down in front of us. We wish Brian the best of luck. You see him working, trying to ice down that knee.
We'll see who his replacement is going to be at that tailback position. It looks like number 27, Baldwin's, is going to move to that position, and number 42, Andy Bodman is going to take Baldwin's place.
Okay, and it's Manier out across the 40-yard line, and another first down. 2 straight plays, 2 straight first downs for the Lumberjacks.
I tell you, we may see Manier with the ball a little bit more now that Ice is out of the ball game, and right here he is a load once he gets a head of steam going, and when he gets those shoulders squared up to the goal line, he is really something.
I still can't figure out the spot for that first down. We've seen some unusual things tonight. Okay, 3 men set in the backfield: Bachman, Manier, Baldwins. And the give to the up man, and that is Bachman.
Very, very short gain of about a yard, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 9. They just want to pop one and see if they can get a little surprise there, giving it to the up back in that formation.
And they've done that with Justin Baldwins in the earlier playoff games against Moorfield. I know he had a couple runs. Well, the one was on a 4th down play, but he had a run from that position. And Bachman was in there that he broke 42 yards for a touchdown. So here they go. Once again, 2nd and 8 on their own 43. Valley moving the football. It's Bachman. Behind him, Manier and Baldwins. Irvin under center. The give goes to Manier. Boy, he just pulls his way out to the 48-yard line.
He was stopped. Well, I shouldn't say stopped. He was hit at the line of scrimmage by number 59. That's James Cook, a defensive tackle, 6'3", 220. And, just kept on moving his feet and was able to run by everybody. Number 55, Josh Kovach, also, trying to stop him, and nothing doing. And he picked up about 7 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 2.
And it didn't look like much. It looked like 2 or 3, and here it's 7, guys. And there he goes. Manier, he's got the first down and more out to the 47-yard line of Gilbert.
Good blocking by everybody in that offensive line. Guys are doing a good job, and they're moving everybody back. There you can see number 60, the very fine inside linebacker for Gilbert, Brock Mounts, trying to take Manier down one-on-one, and Manier says, nothing doing, buddy.
What do? You tackle him high, he'll just carry you, and if you try to hit him low, he'll run over you.
They've got an 8-man line in there right now.
Baldwins, here's some speed. He tries to turn it across the 45 into the 44.
Good open field tackle by number 20, Travis Ellis, the cornerback. And that time, Gilbert jumped into an 8-man defensive line. They were in a gap 8 defense. And I'll tell you, this was a good call against this defense. They're attacking the outside, but just a good open field tackle by number 20, Travis Ellis, to hold that to a short gain of about 2.
And Brian Ice was hobbling, and he just went back into the locker room, so they're going to check Ice out some more. But, Coach, he was walking very gingerly. Adam Irvin, under center, Benier breaks one tackle and gets stopped. I'll give him the 40-yard line.
Well, I tell you, he is such a punishing runner. You know, when those kids from Gilbert hit him, they are so slow to get up because he just jars these tacklers. Here it is right here. Good job of getting to him, you know, by these guys from Gilbert, but they can't bring him down once they get there. Number 60 again, Brock Mouse doing a good job of getting to the ball carrier, but not being able to take him down. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
3rd and 4 on the 40-yard line. Bachman, Menier, and Baldwin's in the backfield. The give, Menier, and he will plow out near the first down yard marker, but I think he's probably about, I'd say, half a yard short, maybe. Maybe, well, more than that. A yard, maybe 2.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think there's going to be any doubt. It's going to be 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it, I'm sure, at this point.
I think the thing is, too, now with Ice out of the ball game, you move Baldwin from that wing back into the backfield, and all of a sudden the big threat of him going in motion and out to that pass, out in the flat, I think you lose that.
Sure. Anytime you lose a ball player of Ice's caliber, regardless of who you replace him with, you're going to lose something in your offense.
4th and 1. Benier, he's got more breaking tackles out across the 30, down to the 28-yard line. But I'm telling you, Gilbert was there. You see Bonnie straggled all over the place. Michael Dingus, Brock Mounts, I mean, they're on the ground. They did everything they could do. They were there, but he just ran over them. I'll tell you, Jason looks like he needs a nice gasp of air right about now.
Yeah, it sure does. I'll tell you, good blocking in there by number 77. That's Randall Muzzy doing a good job coming off the ball and getting some movement on that side of the line. And Menier takes it up over the 30-yard line for a first down at Gilbert's 29. 1st and 10.
Clock down to 14 seconds, 3rd quarter. Bachman motion, right side to toss. Baldwin's 30, 25-yard line. Tries to put on a move, gets hit, and he goes down to the 20, possibly call it the 22-yard line.
It's going to be short of the first down, but a nice run. Shows a little bit of speed and some shiftiness once he gets into the secondary. He's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. There, right there, was a defender in perfect position to make the tackle, but a little juke by Baldwin, and he was able to get by him and get close to the 20. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score at this point. Gilbert 22, Valley 14, and let's take a break on Bill Ford's Chevrolet Sports.
And there you get a look at the Valley Lumberjack cheerleaders as we're back, and as we rattle, wait a minute. Time out here. I gotta adjust my headset. Okay, there we go. You can't put these things on for a bit. They just don't feel right. There's no way to fake it. Okay, Jason Menier. We had the drive by Wetzel where he did all the carries. This one is Jason Menier. 6 carries, 37 yards so far in his drive. And let's see, what yard line did it start on? 46-yard line. Oh, checking with Todd Superson here, our stat man tonight. And Coach Tom West looking to talk to his team here as we start the 4th quarter, 22-14, and as we mentioned, Brian Ice back in the locker room. He's out of the ball game, so Andy Bachman, a guy that's been injured lately, last week just played on defense. He separated the shoulder a couple weeks ago, but he's in the lineup now for the Lumberjacks, and Valley, they're on the move down to the 22-yard line where they've got 2nd and 3.
Okay, this has been a very impressive drive by Valley at this point. They've taken a lot of time off the clock. They took over the ball when there was just a little over 6 minutes left to go in the quarter. They've used up all of that into the 4th quarter now. Gilbert took the kickoff at the beginning of the 2nd half, used almost 6 minutes of the clock to go down and score. So there's only been 2 possessions in the 3rd quarter, one by Gilbert and, of course, this one by Valley.
Menier to the 20, 15, down to the 14. I'm telling you, he gets hit and he don't stop because he's going to go for 2 or 3 yards after that initial hit. I think this drive started back on the Valley 20-yard line.
I think you're right, Don, and they've moved it methodically up the field, and they're in a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, and it's been almost all Jason Menier on this particular drive.
1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. Manier and Baldwin's in the backfield. Bachman in motion right side. We thought there was movement, but no. Manier pounds out across the 10-yard line.
It's down to the 10. It's a gain of about 4, so it'll bring up 2nd and 6 from the 10-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 10, 2nd and 5, 11:15 left in the quarter. Left in the game. Line into the ball game. Out of the ball game, Schumann. 3-back set now. Now it's Baldwin's in motion. The give, Manier. Down across the 5 to the 4-yard line, and he is the definition of a workhorse running back.
Well, I tell you, sure is, but he's starting to get a little tired now. It's taking a little bit longer to get up off the ground after every carry, and he is really tired. You can see right here that he's not running with that authority that he did earlier, and you know, I don't know how many carries he's had so far in this ball game, but he's probably had a career of carries just on this drive.
Well, I'd imagine he's got 10, possibly 11. And the ball's in the 5-yard line, 3rd and 1, so they can get the first down here and have a whole new set of downs to work with. Bachman, Manier lined up behind Irvin. The wing is Baldwin's. Manier, touchdown.
Okay, great blocking by Billy Schumann and Jason Baldwin. Just look at it right here, how they're moving that defensive Gilbert back. Just a straight dive over the right side, and you can see Manier gets into, once he gets past that initial defensive front, he's just almost impossible to bring down with a single tackle. They're going to go for 2.
Okay, the 2-point try by Gilbert was no good, so it's 22-20. Bachman and Baldwin's out to the right side. Irvin rolling, looking to throw back to Schumann, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage by Ellis. They ran that a little bit earlier in the game and completed it to Schumann coming off of the line, but that time the outside linebacker for Gilbert, Ellis, was there and wouldn't be fooled. And here, as you can see, the ball is going to be thrown short, and it's going to fall incomplete. So we still have a 2-point lead by Gilbert, with the score at this point 22-20. A lot of time left in this ball game, 10-19. It's going to be up to that Valley defense now to make sure that they don't let Gilbert control the clock like they did on their first drive when they took over 6 minutes off of the clock. So they want to make sure that they get Gilbert into a punting situation.
Second half, so far, 2 possessions is all we've had, and we're just starting the 4th quarter, so that 3rd quarter got ate up quite quickly. Manier on that drive, I think, had close to 10 carries. He had 16 in the first half. So 16 carries, 69 yards in the first half. That drive, 10 carries, 59 yards. So that has him for 26 carries and, let's see, 129 yards. How's that for some quick math?
I'm telling you, that's fantastic. You know, usually you see a tailback that gets that kind of, that many carries and that kind of yardage. You usually don't see a fullback doing that, Don, but I'll tell you, Jason Manier sure is a special kind of kid for Valley High School.
Kevin Ingold with the kickoff down to the 10-yard line to let it bounce, go into the end zone. So Gilbert will set up shop 1st and 10 on their own 20, so ice over 100 yards rushing. 100 yards rushing, so really Valley offensively, they've done what they wanted to do, and that's grind it out on the ground. But as we look at it, Justin Baldwin, so, is a guy that's been the big play guy for this team all year long, and I think he could watch for him to maybe break something out here in the remainder of the ballgame.
I'll tell you, the difference in this ballgame is the play where the Gilbert defender took the ball out of Rice's hand and returned it for a touchdown. But if it wasn't for that, Valley would hold a lead here. So there's a timeout called by Anthony Brown from Gilbert, and that's their 2nd timeout that they've used, so they've only got 1 left.
Okay, now here's where we're probably going to really notice early on how big of an effect the loss of ice has for the Lumberjacks. Eddie McDougal, if I'm correct, will be the guy that will insert to replace ice. And it's tough coming into the ball game after just being playing on the offensive side and coming into playing defense. But Eddie, a good ball player. We'll see how he comes up and plays tonight for the Lumberjacks. 10-19 left to go. 22-20. Valley trailing by 2. And they've got them pinned. Gilbert back first and 10 on their own 20. So a big defensive stand here is key.
But I tell you, it's key regardless of who's in there right now. You know, Eddie McDougal comes in as a linebacker. Eddie is, 5'11", 170, and you lose a kid like Ice who is 6'2", 215. And I see number 25 in there right now, Shane Hiley, who may be. Here's Ice coming back into the ball.
Oh, mercy.
With 32.
Yes, it was McDougal that was in there, and then he says, well, I guess I don't have to play linebacker now. Mr. Ice is back, and I'll tell you what, that gave the crowd a surge, and I'll tell you what, it's going to give his teammates a surge that he's back.
Let's just hope that that injury isn't such where he may re-injure that ankle. We certainly hope he doesn't. He's a linebacker set on the left side.
Okay, the toss, Ellis 20, 25, 27-yard line.
Good balance shown that time by Ellis. The quick flip out to the left-hand side, and Valley was in good position. They had two defenders over there. Number 11 was the first one to get to him. That's Travis Kirk. And right there is where he takes a hit, keeps good balance, is able to fall forward, goes to the first down marker, gains about 8, so we'll bring up 2nd and 2.
Okay, Andy Bachman out there as a linebacker, along with Brian Ice, as we mentioned, he's back in the ball game. Right outside linebacker, that's Shane Hiley, and William Yoho is in as a middle linebacker. Parker and Yoho, your ends, and Gump, your down tackle, along with Muzzy. And the right side, and there's a host of Lumberjacks there. Yoho and Parker leading the charge.
We'll see what kind of forward progress they give him. If they give him over the 30, it's going to be a first down. It is a first down. Just that same dive play over the right side. You can see number 81 there in pretty good shape to make the hit. That's big defensive end, Joey Barker, 6'6", 210.
First and 10 on their own 31. The running clock down to 9:22. 22-20, Gilbert in the lead. Split backs, Klein and Ellis. The give, Ellis, and he is wrestled down by the Lumberjacks. That's Muzzy and Gump, the down tackles for the Jacks.
Nevertheless, he picks up about 4 on that straight dive play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 6. And Gilbert trying to do the same thing to Valley that Valley did to them, was to take the ball and run it, shoot the time on the clock. I tell you what, it's very, very important for Valley to start this drive and force Gilbert into a punting situation so that they can get some decent field position. They're down by 2. Time is not a factor yet, but we've got to be real careful. Inside handoff.
That's Ellis. The other Ellis back across the 50, down to the 42-yard line before he's brought down by William Yoho. That's Travis Ellis coming back the other way for the huge pickup for the Gilbert Lions.
Wingback counter play, real nice job right here. Fake to the fullback, good blocking by that Gilbert offensive line. And I'll tell you, number 20, Travis Ellis shows a little bit of speed, gets into the secondary. And a big tackle there by number 62, Willie Yoho, to keep him from scoring. They move it into the Valley territory on about the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 for Gilbert.
Klein and Ellis in the backfield. Anthony Brown settles in under center. We've got a flag on the play, Coach.
I think what we're going to have is somebody again aligned in the neutral zone, and I think it's going to be against Gilbert. Yep, offside. I didn't make a mistake like that. I tell you, that's one of the most fundamental things to do is to make sure that you're lined up properly and you don't get into the neutral zone. You leave it up to your guards to get their fingers down on the ground, make sure that they're not in the neutral zone, and then everybody puts their thumbs on the guard's thumb so that everybody makes sure that they're lined properly. And that's the second time that this has happened again.
That makes a fellow want to get out of coach.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, that's why I got it.
First and 15, ball on the 48. Once again, Klein and Ellis in the backfield. It's Ellis, 50, 45. down to the 42-yard line.
I tell you, it looked like he had something going there, but I tell you, Valley reacted very, very quickly to that power sweep into the boundary. Here it is right here, and it looks like he's got some room to run, but good pursuit. Right there, number 62, Bill Yoho, again, is the first one to him, and he's able to bring him down after a gain of about 6, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 41-yard line of the Valley Lumberjacks. 7:24, and this clock just seems to be flying by.
Sorry, it's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Anthony Brown. Behind him, Anthony Klein and Wes Ellis. Wes Ellis, he's been the man tonight. 45, and he slips. And Andy Bachman there for the stop.
Tried to make a cut. He cut off the wrong foot, lost his balance, and Andy Bachman right there to make the tackle.
I think he lost about a yard on that foot.
Right there, he cut off the wrong foot, lost his footing, fell down, lost a yard, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 10. This is a big down for Gilbert and a big defensive down for Valley.
Okay, Brent Bragg comes in, brings the play in. Anthony Brown bringing his team up the line of scrimmage. Anthony Klein and Wes Ellis set in the eye. Bragg split to the near side. Ellis motion his side. It's Wes Ellis looking for Brown with the halfback pass. He's got nowhere to go, but he tucks up the press and put it down to the 35. He had nobody to throw to, but tucked it in and smartly saw the hole and cuts inside.
I'll tell you what they were trying to do was to throw back to Brown. Brown's going to make the pitch and then sneak out over to the left side. They were going to try to throw back to Brown, but he saw that he was covered. Good coverage by that Valley secondary. So Ellis just tucks the ball and is able to get some positive yardage, and you can see right there Randall Muzzy makes the tackle. Now Gilbert has a decision to make here. It's 4th and 2 from the 35, and they're in punt formation, but this is one heck of a place for a fake.
Yeah, you got to watch it. Here we go. This is after the up man, and he fumbles it. And he will not get the first down. He's looking to recover. That's Daniel Carter, and the Lumberjacks get the big break there.
Number 35, Dan Carter, was one of the personal protectors. He took the ball, was not able to handle it, and I'll tell you, he may have made it had he been able to keep possession of the ball, but he dropped the ball and wasn't able to advance it. Valley takes over at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Okay, 5:39 left to go in the ball game. The ball on the Lumberjack 35-yard line. With the way this game is gone, this could very well end up being the last possession of the game if possible. If Gilbert can't stop them. Brian Ice back into the game in the backfield. Split backs to give. Ice right side. He's got running room across the 40 down to the 42-yard line. And that knee looked pretty good on that play. Following the lead block there of J.C. Gump.
I'll tell you, he pushed somebody out of the way. I think it was Baldwin's right there, or maybe number 68. Here it is right here. He just says, "Get out of my way, buddy. I'm coming." Number 68 trying to throw a block for him. That's Kevin Ingold. And Ice just pushed him forward, picked up 8, 2nd and 2.
Here they go again. It's Veneer. Out across the 45. Close to first down yardage. I'd have to say probably a yard short, Coach. Well, maybe not.
I don't think it's a yard short. He may be a little bit short, but they may even bring the sticks out to measure this one again.
I think they will.
There's Veneer off the left side, number 60. Well, I tell you, we call his number a lot. He's really a nice linebacker. Brock Miles, 5'10", 215, and he's only a junior. And I'll tell you, he's all over the field.
And could we, oh my goodness, he's got it.
This is gun check time for that Gilbert defense. Can they stop this Valley offense?
Oh, we've got a dandy. 4:48 left to go, Wheeling Allen Stadium. This is the West Virginia Class A championship game, the final game of Super 6 weekend here in Wheeling. 22-20, Gilbert leading Valley. Valley with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 46. The toss, Justin Bowens across the 50, 45, wrestled out of bounds at the 41-yard line. He was following the lead blocks that time of Randall Muzzy, Andy Bachman, and Billy Schumann, he had a boatload of blockers out in front.
Okay, Travis Ellis came up, almost made the tackle, but Ballins uses his speed right here to avoid it. Right there is where he made Ellis miss it, and he's able to take it up for a big gain, and more importantly, stop the clock. The ball now at the 41-yard line of Gilbert, and Valley is on the move again.
1st and 10. Ball spotted on the 42-yard line of Gilbert. Baldwin's and Manier in the backfield. Manier across the 40, and he storms and rolls his way down to the 36-yard line, and that was about a 5 or 6 yard gain that looked like a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, he got hit right at the line of scrimmage. He just kept his feet moving. Here you're going to be able to see it. Good lead block in there by Ice. But look, look at these guys pushing back, real good, but, it just, I don't know what to say. Everything speaks for itself. We've used all the superlatives we possibly could from here, so what else is there to say?
Okay.
It's just watching.
Ice behind Ingold across the 35, out close to the across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. I'll tell you what, we talked a lot about Manier and Ice, and we know Justin Ballins is a big player as far as coming up with big plays, but Ballins is doing a heck of a job as a lead blocker.
Sure is. And number 68, that time Ice has got to be a little more patient on that. That time he ran away from his lead blocker, number 68 Ingold, and picked up some short yardage.
3rd down now, and it's Manier down to the 32-yard line. And once again, we're going to be close to 1st down yardage. Possibly, it looks like a yard short. That'll bring up a big 4th down play.
That was a nice move by Ingold. That time he ran into the stack. There was nothing there. He just slid over to his left a little bit, found a little bit of daylight, and was able to move it up close to the 1st down marker. It brings up 4th and 1.
4th and 1 and the Gilbert 32-yard line. This is huge. 2:52 left in the game. The give. Manier. Oh, mercy.
It's going to be close. It is going to be close.
I don't think he made it.
He may have lost a little bit. And it's Gilbert's ball, 1st and 10. I'll tell you, it was a big defensive play by Gilbert right there. We're going to take a break on the Billboard Chevrolet scoreboard with the score: Gilbert 22, Valley 20.
And welcome back. While we were gone, Wes Ellis runs off to the right side. He gets a loss of about 2 yards on that play. Brings up 2nd and 12 on the 31. And this Valley sideline alertly calling the timeout.
I don't know how many they have left, but they're going to have to use them very judiciously. According to the scoreboard, I think they have 2 left.
Actually, it says 3, but that can't be right.
Well, if they have 3, this is their first one. They have 2 left, so that's what I'm assuming.
Valley's got to come up big defensively here. 2:18 left to go. They're down by 2 points, and boy, who would have thunk it that Valley could have got stopped on that 4th and 1? They've got positive yardage all night long.
Absolutely, and that time may have been the only time that they've lost yardage, all night, and it had to be on a play where it's 4th and 1 on about the 32-yard line in a key situation, but. Give that Gilbert defense a little bit of credit. They came off the ball very well, made some good penetration. But I'll tell you, Manier has just had a big game. He's played it, excellent, played his heart out. And right there, he was just denied. But you never know. With still 2 minutes and some seconds left to go in the game, they could get the ball back. And it's real important for Gilbert, on the other hand, Don, to make a 1st down here if they can. And that's what they want to do, and I don't think that we're going to see the ball up in the air. I'd be real surprised if we do.
2nd and 12 on their own 31. 2:18 left to go in the game. The give to the fullback, and he does get that 1st down. Out to the 45-yard line goes Anthony Klein.
We haven't called Anthony Klein's number very often tonight. I think that may be the only, about the 2nd or 3rd time to me he may have carried the ball, but I'll tell you, he is really a nice runner. He's able to find the cracks in that defense and is able to move the ball upfield. And more importantly than anything else, he kept the ball in the field of play, kept the clock running and got the first down. So Gilbert has a new set of downs with the clock turning.
1st and 10 on their own 44. Brown under center. To give to Ellis, and he stopped him in the middle of the line of scrimmage. And
Valley uses their second timeout, so they do have one left.
We got to look at the scoreboard. 1:43 left. 2nd down, 9 yards to go on their own 45-yard line for the Gilbert Lions.
If Gilbert can make another first down and take care of the ball, not turn it over, that would put Valley into a very, very precarious position. I don't know whether they can only stop the clock one more time. And if Gilbert can get a new set of downs, they have a 2nd down here. So after this down, Valley could stop the clock one more time, which will put it into a 3rd down situation. But you know, if they can force Gilbert into a punting situation, that might help. But Gilbert, on the other hand, you know, wants to make sure that they can get at least one more first down.
Brown under center. 2nd and 9 on their own 45-yard line. The give to the fullback Klein, and he's out close to the 50. And the Lumberjacks call their last timeout.
I tell you, it's going to be 3rd and about 5, Don, and there's about 1:33 left on the clock. That's the last timeout that Valley has. So again, you know, I go back to what I said previously. If Gilbert can make a first down, this game could very possibly be over. But what a bitter defeat that would be, because Valley has really played an excellent football game. They played well enough to win. The one turnover that they had, and actually that was the one that really broke their back in the first half, when a Gilbert defender took the ball right out of the arms of Brian Ice as he was going down after a substantial gain, and returned the ball all the way for a touchdown.
And that turned the momentum swing in this ball game, because Valley had the momentum when they came and scored. Gilbert goes back and scores, and then they score the touchdown defensively, and all of a sudden they go from the touchdown down to 2 up, and they made both 2-point conversions, which were huge. Then Valley with a chance at the end of the first half with a botched field goal attempt, and that could have been the difference right now. To keep by the quarterback Brown, and boy,
Be close. He's going to be close, and the clock is still running.
but did he get knocked out of bounds?
No, they keep winding the clock. Now they're going to stop it. Here it is right here, a fake, and a good block out there on the corner by Klein. And from this angle, it looks like he had a first down, but we don't know.
I think he got it. I think he got the first down. He's got it.
No, they're signaling 4th down.
Well, I tell you, that's close.
They're going for it.
This is your ball game. 1:10, 4th and 1 in the Valley 46, and I think Gilbert. I think if I'm Gilbert, I ask for a measurement.
Well, I'll tell you, it's close enough to measure. I'll tell you. He just moved the ball back.
The Gilbert coach is wanting them to wind the clock. Okay.
He could take a lot of time off. If he looks at the clock, he's still got 19 seconds before he's got to snap it. And he's going to use as much of that clock as he possibly can. It's down to 13. He won't snap it until it's about 3 seconds left on the clock.
52 seconds left on the game clock, and Valley jumps off sides.
That'll do it. If this is the call. I don't understand this. Well, maybe they called timeout before the snap, or before Valley jumped offside. I don't understand
Well, who
that.
called the timeout?
Gilbert called the timeout. Gilbert called the timeout, and evidently the timeout was called before the Valley defensive player moved into the neutral zone. 49 seconds left to go, 4th and just inches.
Well, they worked the clock down as much as they could off the play clock and then called a timeout by the receiver on this side of the field. 4th and 1 on the Valley 46. And I'm telling you, that's not even a full yard.
No, it isn't. It's not even a full half yard.
Valley's got everybody up there. Here they come.
Distance. Wow. I tell you, what a great block on the perimeter by the fullback. Number 34, Anthony Klein. He's the one that sprung it. Valley coming, shooting everybody to the inside, trying to shut off that first down. And what happened was that Ellis was able to bounce it to the outside and take it all the way for the score. There it is right there.
Wes Ellis goes untouched, 46 yards, he goes for the touchdown, but the thing is, you've got everybody jammed up inside to stop it, and that's going to happen.
That's right, and how many times have you seen that happen, in a short yardage situation where everybody is coming to the inside trying to shut it off.
Now this is huge. Really, it's 28-20 now. So Gilbert going for 2. And the Lumberjacks stopped them, but Valley with no timeouts, but it's not as if they don't have a hope.
That's right. Billy Schumann made a great play right there, coming from his defensive end position to hold Ellis out of the end zone.
28-20. Gilbert with the lead. Valley with the football after this kickoff with 41 seconds left, but no timeouts, Coach.
That's right. And Gilbert has to be real careful on this kickoff to make sure that they don't kick it to somebody that can handle it very easily. I'm sure that they're going to squib kick it, try to line drive kick it, get it on the ground so that it takes some crazy bounces. He's got it set flat on the ground and at an angle, so it's gonna take some crazy bounces here. And Valley is moving up their second line anyway to try to handle this as quickly as they can.
And there's the kick. Kincaid takes it 25-30. Got to look to get out of bounds, and he does at his own 35-yard line. TJ Kincaid with return for Lumberjacks. That took 4 seconds off the clock. So 36 seconds now left to go.
I'll tell you, anything can happen, and usually does. The main thing is that we have to remember that Adam Irvin does have a relatively strong arm, and he's got some fleet outside receivers. Gilbert, on the other hand, is telling their defensive backs, you keep everything in front of you. First downs will not beat us, so make sure that everything is kept in front.
Irvin looking for the screen. Ball is 35 and gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line. But interesting, Valley didn't spread it out. They kept in their usual tight formation.
That's right. That was a good call, though, getting at the Ballwins. Ballwins has pretty good speed, and right there they're trying to set up a screen for him. And, he fumbled the ball. Almost lost it.
The thing is, if you get the ball, get out of bounds.
Gain of 4, it's going to bring up 2nd and 6, but first downs don't matter right now.
Here we go. Twins left, Schumann and Ballwins. Irvin looking for somebody to throw to, and he's got Ballwins, but I think he's out of... Was he out of bounds? No,
he was so far out of bounds, I don't even know how they can call that a completed pass. This is unbelievable.
They're 1st and 10 on the Gilbert 46-yard line. And
he had both feet out of bounds, Don. Here it is right here. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up or not, but look where he is.
Well, the thing is, I know in high school football, I don't know how many.
You got to have one foot.
You got to have
didn't have any.
Yes, you can't have both out. Okay, here we go. Adam Irvin rolling right, and he slips and he goes down.
That's what they got to hurry up. I tell you, they have no timeouts. They only got 17 seconds left. They got to hurry up, get lined up. Don't even huddle up. Get up to the line, spike the ball.
Clock down to 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 7 seconds. They're trying to throw the ball and the pass goes incomplete. 3 ticks left to go on the clock.
I tell you, they got to go to the end zone. They have to go to the end zone. If his arm is strong enough, you just fling that thing as far as you can and hope that something good will happen. And this is what happens when you get into a position where you're not, a team that throws the ball a lot. You're not used to running a 2-minute offense. You're not used to hurrying up and getting lined up, and that's basically what happens. And this is the last play of the ball game. See what happens.
Shotgun,
people spread.
Shotgun formation. Irvin rolling right, looking to put it up, and he fires it down, and the pass is picked off, and that's the ball game.
Ball down, kid. That's it. Gilbert is the Class A state champions. They win 28-20. I tell you, what a disappointing loss for Valley because they played such a strong football game. Congratulations to the Gilbert Lions, 1995 Class A champions.
Gilbert the underdog in this game, but the Lions come up with a game effort. They were the underdog last week to get to this game. They had to beat the Maywan Tigers, a team that had beaten them earlier in the year. And Gilbert beat them by the score of 14-8 last week, and they finished the year at 11-3. And the Valley Lumberjacks, for the 3rd straight year in a row, coach, finished the regular season in the after the semifinals 13-0, but losing the state championship game, and that's going to be tough to take.
I tell you, it sure is, especially after they played such a good game. I hate to be repetitious, but the one turnover, in the first half was a difference in this ball game. But Valley should keep their heads up high. They've had a great season. Ended up being the #1 team in Class A, and also give credit to Gilbert. They sure had a real good season and a great game here tonight.
And that's your final from Wheeling Island Stadium. The Gilbert Lions 28, the Valley Lumberjacks 20, and the Gilbert Lions are your 1995 West Virginia Class A state champions. For Rich Walensky, I'm Don Sloan. Good night.